Oh, okay. Sinatapi. That okay means my spirit is really happy to meet your spirit. And Sinatapi means how are you doing? Welcome to Wellness Wednesday with an Native American community of, it's Native Wellness, NWI, Native Wellness Institute, but I swear the Native community and the Canadian community, I'm smiling big because we just had thousands of people gather here. So I say Nistu Amskapi Pikani, I'm Blackfeet from the Blackfeet Nation. Nistu Sixaketapi for I am Blackfoot Confederacy. I have relatives at Sixikai, Kainai, Batsapikani, and Amskapi Pikani. But we all came, thousands of, and still some are here, for the Lily Gladstone honoring and the transfer of her Kami Poismanix yesterday. So welcome to Wellness Wednesday. So I thought the happiness and the calmness I still feel from spending 10 days in the water in Hawaii. I just like to offer up. I just got a message that one of our BAB community members needed prayers. So out to the Johnson family. So Hayo Stipatapi, Hayo Ninna, Hayo Napi Natusi, Hayo Kita Biwa, Nogaki Mokit, Nagaspomokit, Spomokana Exkanax, both sides of the border, Spomokana Moto Keeks, both sides of the medicine line. Hayo Stipatapi, Spomokana Ganax Timida, Brave Dog, both sides of the medicine line. Hayo Ninna, Spomokana Nanamska, Spomokana na tuwa pisaki. It's happy birthday. Today's her birthday. Spomokana John Murray Puta. Spomokana Leonard Bastine and Audrey. Hayo Stipatapi. Spomokana everybody at our Blackfeet Community College. Hayo Nina. Spomokana all of the tribes that gathered, all of the Blackfoot Confederacy, all of the Montana tribes, and all of the tribes that came together yesterday to honor Pitaki, Eagle Woman, Lily Gladstone. We just ask special prayers for around the world, and we ask special prayers for the families at Gaza. We ask special prayers for the families that are in distress and the trauma is with them. But we just ask special prayers for all of our Cutswood and our elementary school children that prayed yesterday. And we ask prayers for our leadership, all of the leadership, Ori Crowfoot, and all of the leaders that came down from Sixikai. And we ask special prayers for the leadership at Kainai who came down. We ask special prayers for all the Pikani from Brockett who came down. And we ask special prayers for our 9 council people, Shelley Hall, the Armstrongs, the Weatherwaxes, the Rutherfords, all of our leadership. And we ask special prayers for our future leadership, our future leaders that courageously give of their life and take so much time to make better decisions. We ask special prayers for the Blackfoot Confederacy. We ask special prayers for all of the staff there. And we ask special prayers and thank you to Carol Mason, who helped bring all of the Kami Poismanix together yesterday. We ask special prayers that Pitaki, that Lily Gladstone carries the stardom and the message and treasuring. And she was also transferred, just special prayers for the Ganax Dimada who captured her and brought her into the Brave Dog Society in Browning, Montana. We just ask special prayers for the water, the Hawaiian water that we're going to put in the St. Mary's Canal and after this power hour. We ask special prayers for the snow water that we took from this land and that we put into the water at Waikiki Beach. We ask special prayers for Tina and the local Hawaiians at Waianae, like the reservation there, that everything goes good for them, and that there's harmony and that there's prosperity. We ask special prayers for all of our families that are on spring break, that they get to spend good time with their children and that their children get to learn something of their cultural knowledge. We just ask you, Creator, to pity us and to help us. So I'll just begin with that short little prayer. And again, I'm a practicing speaker. I try my best. Don't laterally oppress anyone and say, oh, you're saying that wrong, or put them down for. We just try to do our best to stay in prayer. And I'll just have to say that I just feel a real goodness in my heart by all of the synergy and all of the stuff that happened yesterday and is happening today. So let me share some of it. For a lot of years, there's been documentation, and in a couple of hours we'll get to be with Lily Gladstone again. So you guys are all welcome to come. It's free. It's free. You just got to come to Browning, Montana at 5 o'clock today. We're going to see the final version of the film called Bringing Them Home. And Lily is part of the production of that. And she is the narrator. And Bringing Them Home is the long story, not only 1800s up to now, and how we've reclaimed in the Eni, which is buffalo, that we have brought back the buffalo to the Blackfoot Confederacy territory. And specifically for the Blackfeet Nation, June 26th in 2023, we released 49 of our Eni below Chief Mountain, right over here. Amok over there. We release it and into the wild, and they're doing good. It's we've been fluctuating from 2 above Fahrenheit to, I don't know, it's kind of warm today. But we've this Bringing Them Home is a lot of our leaders. And I say our leaders because we have elected leaders, but we also have like Natua Pisaki. I just want to acknowledge Carol Murray today. Today is her birthday, and just a few of her accomplishments. Yesterday it was so beautiful because Betty Pease Gladstone, who is Lily's birth biological mom, who worked in special ed, I don't know, for 4 decades, long time, and Lily Gladstone's father, Howard, who is the Blackfeet, also worked in special ed. But Betty and Carol Murray, Natua Pisaki, when they started to visit, Betty said, Carol goes, yeah, you were one of my first teachers. It was that when Carol was in school, here was Carol taking. I mean, how beautiful is that? It's just so freaking beautiful. Is that, here's Carol, in all of her knowledge, all of her traditional knowledge, and all of her transfer rights. And she's a Kami Poismanik. She was one of the first ones to get transferred back in 1996. But here's her going up and grabbing Betty's arm and just saying, you were my first teacher. In the formal academic sense. And they hugged for a long time. And they just Betty just said she's just so, her heart, not only for her daughter and what was going on, but it was so heartwarming how the entire reservation and the entire community put their arms around Lily and the Gladstone family, all of the Gladstone family, and that people remembered her when she used to live here. And when she worked, also Betty worked with special ed children all of her life. Anyway, there was so much beauty and connecting of unconditional love. I just want to give a shout out to all of Lucille Wright with 60 Kai and all of the male and the female leadership that came down and just humbly went around and shook everyone's hand and hugged everyone. And it was, I swear everyone was like, there was a time when you could hug Lily and take a picture with her, but it looked like that would take another 8 hours. But Lily just patiently did as many as she could, and people waited in the line, and then people started singing and, say, we should have a round dance. We should. People were going around and truly visiting and hugging each other and being good to each other. But a note, and one of a lot of the clinicians, because of course, in our own family, or from a clinician's point of view, you could see everyone clearly, and those that are still doing extreme healing, and tend to gaslight or laterally oppress. That just means hurt people, and they're still wounded, and you could see it. Everyone showed who they were. Like some people think you can't see them. Woohoo, we can see you. So I just like to, and when we see our relatives who are still healing and who may not use good words or may not be kind, just remember to pray for them because they're on their journey. But I swear there was very few a-holes. There wasn't that many a-holes in the crowd except for one. It's like, anyway, what was beautiful is everybody was on their most ambassador-like beautiful behavior, and people were, there was like, I don't know, 2 tables. People brought gifts for Lily. They brought her beadwork. They brought her good smelling tinctures. They brought her blankets. They brought her, and then one of the most beautiful things that it began with was the elementary at Cutwood. They all in unison prayed in Blackfoot, or Blackfeet in our language. And the reason we're called Blackfeet is, I think it was 1961, Earl Oldperson wanted to, and the tribal council wanted to differentiate the Americans in Montana. So that's why it's called Blackfeet Nation. But all of us, Siksikai, Kainai, Abatsipikani, Nomskapi, Pikani, are the Blackfoot Confederacy. So that's why there's no wrong, but there's just interchangeable. But I swear, yesterday was just, so when they started with the prayer, and, when you have innocence, and like innocence are so important because they don't have any isms. They don't have racism. They don't have sexism. They don't have judgment. And that's the innocence of a children. And they just look starry-eyed. There's so many pictures where Lily was addressing them and talking to them, and all of these innocent just looked up, and you could see how they looked at Lily and that she was their hero. So, I mean, it was just so precious. it was just so beautiful, and last night on even the 10 o'clock news, and sometimes the news, they try to tell like some of the ugliness of happen. Some of them, they just they interviewed him, and one little girl, and she might have all have been 7 years old. She said, the newscaster said, why do you look up to Lily Gladstone? And she goes, because she talks the same language that I talk. Because they were saying, Kitsikako, we love you. Pitaki. They're calling her by her Indian name. That, all of the things that they were, these little kids there. So why do you love her? Because she is us. And because one of us, they told us we could dream and we could become anything we want to. And so sky's the limit. It was just so beautiful. The other, just a shout out and acknowledgement. I think Nora Kennedy, all of there's so many departments within the tribe. Robert DeRozier, early education. So there was, I apologize, but there was just so many of our people who came, prepared the food. They fed thousands, and it was a good meal. They even had red wieners. They had good portion fry bread. They had meat. They had potatoes. They had hard-boiled eggs, and you could get tea. And they had enough coffee so everyone could drink a gallon. Everyone drank a gallon, and they had the bathrooms there, and then they drank a gallon of coffee. And we're running around just being really, really good to each other. When you drink a gallon of coffee, but all of that synergy and all of that energy was just about love. It was about unconditional love for Lily Gladstone. And when she said res kids, every res kid believed her. Every res believed her. Every urban kid, oh man, one of our relatives from Tennessee, she flew all the way to Calgary, got to Calgary and jumped in her vehicle and got to the border and waited for the border to open up at 8 a.m. so she could come down and be there at 10 a.m. We had some of our relatives who were over in Portland, hop a plane, get some others in Missoula, come all the way over, and then give precious beadwork to Lily. It was just like there was this everyone that could come did come. And it was so beautiful. So I just wanted to, welcome to Wellness Wednesday, Native Wellness Institute. I think our last member, Lavina Louie, is just getting back from Hawaii. I just have to say that 4 hours time difference. So I feel it's like early morning in this body, even though it's turning into the afternoon. And so I just wanted to come to talk about a couple of things. One, how do we begin to really intentionally hold our Native women up? How do we intentionally stand up for sacredness of life givers that are Native or Indigenous? How do we begin to raise our daughters with high self-esteem and confidence level and unconditional love that they can become anything that they want to be? And it's not that I'm going to neglect or ignore pronouns he, him, or they, or LGBTQ, or any of the gender fluid. It's just, how do we hold up our women? And I think you saw, I really like some of Red Gun from Sixikai said, he said, the Amskapi Pikani, the Blackfeet can count coup. They showed you how to honor one of our own. And so there was, the not only the decoration, but they actually gave like these little statuettes, and they were kind of like symbolic, but it said movie buff, and they gave them to, because I really believe there was close to 100 commie poismanics who came to witness, and there was so many who never come to America, but they had come to honor Lily Gladstone, and so they were given a statuette. They were given so many gifts. I know some of our family gave out huckleberry syrup and huckleberry jam, and then there was books given out. Percy Bullchild's When the Sun Came Down, because it's a really good version of our creation story and all of our indigenous knowledge, written at a level where it's not where you can understand, and maybe it's not grammatically right, but hey, it's a story. You know how Indian stories are. We're just not politically, we're not all trying to get published, so it's not grammatically correct. Indians aren't grammatically correct, because then you act like a white person. If you're bicultural or tricultural, we have to do those kind of things, but just those gifts were given out. And then, I think there's the not tangible gifts that were given out. There was many who, I saw Rose Fox, head of the Moto Geeks, the Buffalo Women's Society, and Rose Fox she epitomizes that grace. She epitomizes even all the female leaders that got up to speak. They were just able to get up and speak. They didn't have to go through any of that ego kind of stuff about what you look like or how greasy you are, whatever. Because we're greasy. Look at, geez, we're just greasy. Anyway, they got up and said the most golden words. We heard over and over that, yes, there are the Oscars, but this is even more Native American Oscars. This is to get transferred a stand-up headdresses bigger than the Oscars. And so everyone came together, and there was, Charlene Plume, Prairie Chicken, is the one who put together the headdress for Lily, and it was just so majestic. You'll see it on social media. And just the prayers that were put into it, since the beginning of the year, January 8th, our tribal council, Pat Armstrong Jr., Everett, and the rest of the council started the dialogue with Jack Royale and Blackfoot Confederacy. They asked us to put it together. And so I just want to acknowledge Dr. Esther Tail Feathers, who contributed feathers. I want to acknowledge Larry Ground and his wife Lee, who contributed feathers. I want to acknowledge Kathy McDaniel Newbreast, who gave feathers. And just some of the feathers that were coming from my family, those were the ones that Charlene chose from. And a lot of times, like some of them, Natua Pisaki and myself, we have 21 feathers in our Kami Poismanix. A lot of Charlene prefers to put 18. And then a lot of the ones that we're getting back from the museum sometimes have 14. So there's a variety, and usually it's Golden Eagle preference, Golden Eagle. And that was, I swear, all the women coming down said that they saw eagles. And Charlene, right when she was heading home, her and Roger said they saw 4 spotted golden eagles as they were leaving Browntown. So there's a lot of protocol and a lot of ways that you get that headdress, that protocols of keeping it. And I just wanted to share that there was 100 of us. There was There was so many that I seen that you only see them in Alberta. You don't see them come the side, but they came with dignity. And the best part was there was also our male leaders. And at that moment, our male leaders just, you could tell the ones that were in prayers, because shoot, they were looking at their wives, they were looking at their grandmothers, they were looking at, because we had quite a few in their 70s and their 80s. These are matriarchs who, man, if you're an Indian woman and you live to 70 or 80, because our Indian women, as we know, we're the ones that don't get to live that long, but there was many of us. And hey, you guys, my belly button birthday is April 20th. Dr. Deb Pace's belly button birthday is April 21st. And Natua Pisaki is today. There's many Atstanikiwa. Hers is April 7th. We have so many Aries and Taurus. Woo, that's why we got some badass women, because they were born this time of the year. So everybody who has a birthday in April, we say happy birthday, and we just more to you. Just want to give a shout out. This is Wellness Wednesday. This is dialogue that's positive, productive, and proactive. We want to give a shout out to April McGill, to Michelle Antone, to Aurora Mamea. We want to give a shout out because they're bringing their second annual Indigenous Women's Conference together in San Francisco. Where there's about 8 of us. I'm one, but there's Lakota Harden. There's let's see, Maggie Steele. Oh my God, we're all coming together in San Francisco and just doing our second annual healing. There'll be dancing, singing, poetry, raffles, the loudest Lulu contest, the longest hair contest. We might even have a fake orgasm contest. Women are crazy. Yeah, they're just, like when you faked it, but we're just coming together because as life givers, we love to laugh, we love to have fun, and we like to heal. So there'll be tears. There's a lot of workshops on self-care. So that will be happening. And the self-care, I just wanted to, I swear there's so much goodness going on. Jolene Joseph, our executive director, and her family, Will Penn, Christine, Shailene, Shadron, and Lavina brought her husband, Dwayne, and we brought some of our family, and we all came together in Hawaii. But what was really, really, with Jean Tagabon, what was tremendous there that we just wanted to share with you is because it was being trauma and healing informed. But every morning, a large group of us, before the sun came up, we went down to the water. And songs were sang. Everyone sang songs. We brought tobacco, and we put tobacco in the water for you. We put tobacco in the water for our families. And a lot of us put tobacco in for better self-care because it was healing the healers. And there was so much double rainbows would come out. I swear it was like 4 days in a row, a double rainbow after we were singing and the sun came up. And then we would go and do our workshops. And I was so honored because I get to run a talking circle out on the beach at Waikiki. I mean, how perfect does our world get to be when you get a talking circle? We dug a little hole, we put a coal, and we put some medicine on there, and we smudged, and we all got to tell in confidence the deepest wound. There was father wounds, why we have anxiety, what we're grieving of, and how we need help. We just sat in a circle and told our story, and then we let it go. I just love when that talking circle, there was one of our young women that she works for TANF, and she had an appointment because she decided to get a tattoo that marked her taking good care of herself. And woo, she only had 30 minutes, and she goes, we were just done with the talking circle. And she goes, I'm really sorry. I have to go to my appointment. But people, we all of the Lomi workers came, and they worked on our body. They laid us on our stomach and on our back, and they had two sticks, and they walked, especially on our back. They took out all the stress. They walked on all of our muscles. They did body work on all of our team. Me and Gene Tagabon, we were just like, whoa, man, that was powerful. But all 100 of our participants had the body workers, and they were local people who just came, and Jolene had negotiated with them. And one of them, he just came, and he wasn't even expecting to get paid because he just wanted to give back, and he wanted to do, here he worked on people all day. And Jolene was going to pay him, and he wasn't expecting. He said he had to hold back his tears, and he was going to wait till he got, because he was a man. Because sometimes he wasn't going to cry there, but when he got outside, he said, I'm just going to cry. Thank you. I wasn't expecting. I just had a little bit in my account, and now there was just such grace, and I think I'm just visiting with you what happened in Hawaii. And the best thing, I just want to share with you, I know I had block all over my face. And just to update, I asked for your prayers because, I have a basal cell carcinoma here, here. And they're all getting removed on April 2nd and April 10th. They're a single cell non-invasive cancer. So I'm just asking for your prayers, but I just, whatever, I'm at the point in my life, where this is how I look. So what if I get a little Frankenstein, eh? No worries. It's not invasive. I'm gonna live, eh? But I just ask for your prayers. And today, I was one of I humbly ask for prayers for Pitaki, for Lily Gladstone, as she goes out into the world, that she's just embraced, that everyone just wraps their arms around her and what she symbolizes and what she talks about. I've known her most of her life, and knowing, both, I was just thinking Howard and Betty, they worked with special needs kids, but that's their daughter, their children. They just in parenting. So I guess today, let's help co-parent with all of our children. If it's a co-parent, or if it's being an uncle or auntie, because just coming niece to, a character in Reservation Dogs, the badass auntie. But I claim in real life, I try to be the best auntie I can. So in parenting, kids, let's take one thing like these phones. They're gonna do what we do. And do we need boundaries around it? Do we need to see what they're Snapchatting about? Do we need to look at their TikToks? Do we need to have some boundaries around that so there's wellness and a positive message in that? And when we're parenting, since they do what we do, take them along. I can't. I look at right now. I have several of my Brave Dog brothers who are just taking their grandsons and granddaughters hunting. I have a lot of co-workers and a lot of my cousins who are, their kids are learning to barrel race. Their kids are taking care of the horses. Their kids are chasing around the cows. Their kids are they're out in the snow. It's spring break, and so you see a lot of other than screen time, when you're parenting, they do what you do. So if you're staring, one of them, when you're eating a meal with your family, try to put the phones down and have a real conversation. Like, what did you do good today? What are you grateful for? That parenting of our young people. I was just laughing because there's several newspapers and people who want to just interview me right now, and one called, and I don't hear from him, but anyway, he said, "Can I call you at 10 after 2?" Which is when I said I have to do the power hour, and I go, "Yeah," because I'm just in a really good space, and Wellness Wednesday. So think about your parenting, and this goes deeper not only with your own biological children, but your nieces, your nephews, and your adopted or your foster care children. But it also goes within parenting yourself. One thing, Jean Tagabon and Lavina and Jeline and the others that we were together in Hawaii, we kept saying, take care of ourselves. And so in parenting yourself, ask yourself, what's the next best thing for me? Oh, is that you, Trevo? Woohoo, Trevo! Talk about badass nephews. I love that. Oh, I just love you, Trevo. But when you're parenting yourself and taking care of yourself, start with sleep hygiene. Start with what you put into your body, and your mindfulness, the thoughts that you have, and your self-care. It's just like I guess I was scheduled for something at 10:45 this morning with the newspaper people that they just all think we live in Browning. And I'm like an hour away at the 4-wheel drive out of the snow, so I didn't make it. So that's okay. So I gave him some recommendations of who could do the interview near them. I gave them over the phone. It's triaging. When you're parenting yourself with self-care, triage your energy. And there's some things you just can't do. And so you say no. Or however, say, oh, I can't do this right now. Is there another time we could do this? Is there, in triaging our energy, we have to look at our work life, how much we put there, and how much we're dedicating to our family. If triaging our energy when several people are wanting us to do something that's 24 hours. I just love that one. It's okay that you don't do them all. And that's a question when you're parenting yourself is, what's best for me? What's best for me to take care of? I was just texting with Natiwa Pisaki because we always text, we say good morning, and I just said happy birthday, and I said with the time zone, I said, oh God, Carol, I just woke up because the time zone I couldn't get to sleep till after midnight, but I woke up at 8:20. And I said, I feel so good because I slept 8 hours. I'm not quite on this clock because usually I get up, before the sun comes up, and I like to pray with the morning star. But I wear a mask, and but I slept 8 hours. So that parenting yourself, and ask yourself when you're parenting yourself, why, if you are going back to school, because a lot of people are going back to school, are going to get some kind of education or getting on some kind of Zoom education. Why? Why are we doing this? Is this to better ourselves or to better somebody else, eh? When you're doing things, when you're evaluating your relationship, I'm getting a lot of young people come to me, and my age too, in healthier relationships. And so look at the green flags of not only romantic relationships, but also your coworkers, people that are happy for you, that lift you up, they're happy when good things happen for you. They're happy. They know what your goals are. Those are the kind of relationships you want to have, and that respect your boundaries. if your boundary is you turn off your phone at 8 p.m. and don't answer, it can wait till the morning. Respecting your boundaries, that triaging that energy. The other, when you're parenting yourself, ask the question that one of my counselors and my sponsors always told me that I needed to ask myself was, did I have friends or did I have a caseload? That one gets me all the time because, in that empathy, that compassionate heart, we're always, offering help and we want to be, but do you have friends? And friends are people who give you as much as you give them. There's that one of the words, we reciprocate. When they give us stuff, we give them stuff. There's a back and forth. And when we need them, they're there for us. And then we're there for them. So it's back and forth. It's not just, almighty, counselor gonna help this person, or they always come to you. Like when they want to borrow money, eh? I was borrowing money on the 25th, but not on the 1st. What reciprocation? I'll just have to. One of my longtime venters, for about 30 years, she wasn't feeling well this morning, and so I always call her early morning, and we have a conversation where we're helping each other. But she wasn't feeling well this morning, and I have felt that absence because that's someone I can always call on just to debrief my own feelings and to debrief in any way, that I need to. So when you're parenting yourself, who do you surround? Who are those who are safe, who have a safe space? They're not going to gossip about you. They're not going to repeat what you say, but it's a safe space where you can just vent. And so I share that with you today. The other, we're going towards, we had the equinox and we had the full moon. Boy, you could tell. Could you tell with the full moon? There's just such beautiful things that happen. That there's just so much good that happens. It's hard to put them all together. But having springtime start to come, I'm still on a frozen lake and I still got quite a bit of snow. But I went and for me, I love to buy Easter lilies for my mother. So there was the first thing, I got off the plane and I got this beautiful Easter lily. And I should have brought one for myself. I will next time around that. But I drove straight towards my mom's house and I said, Mom, I'm tired, but I want to give you some of the gifts. And to see her face light up with that Easter lily, she just said, oh, I'm going to put it on the table. So buy flowers for yourself. And I got potting soil waiting for me because I'm going to repot my tobacco plant. I gave away all of the seeds and the buds from here when I was with Coco and Lori and all of her tobacco people. But I just got the potting soil because I'm going to plant I love just to plant things and watch them grow. Plant some stuff outside, but mainly by the window. Plant something, and when you're parenting yourself, that foundational piece, Mike Duncan always says that foundational piece of planting seeds with yourself. I had a couple of dreams about one our coworker Thosh was in them, and I think it's because Thosh still does transcendental meditation. We were all trained in it, and we go intermittently, but since 2011, I always do that 20-minute transcendental meditation, or I lay back, close my eyes, pay attention to my breathing, filling my lungs, breathing out. And it's like you imagine you have a mantra. It's just between you and Creator. But you take all of the thoughts that you don't need and you push them to the side for later, and you clear your mind. and you don't go to sleep, but you just meditate. It's kind of in silence, and even if there's noise around you, you just block it all out, and you pay attention to your breathing and how beautiful your body works. And so that, I can offer, mindfulness, the meditation, and if you stay in prayer, if you just stay in continual prayer rather than the thoughts, just go into the prayer, Io stripatapi, Io ninna, Io napi natusi, Io kita piwa. And look at the people around you. And when you're talking to people, and maybe if they look like they have a skunk's heart, look in their eyes and just pray for them while they're talking, and whatever, just say, may they have a long, healthy life. May they do many good things, that they have openness, that they have willingness. Look into their eyes and hug people. When I'm hugging people, I say a long prayer that they live a long, healthy life, that they experience no unnecessary pain in their heart, in their body, that they just feel the goodness of that hug. It's just like right now, like looking real close. I wish I could hug. I mean, there's a screen right here, but I wish I could hug all of you. And so one of the things that I'm going to do right now, I think I put it by I brought a bottle of snow over to the water there. Oh, it is by the door. Sorry, I'm going to bring the water that I got from the ocean. It's just a little bit. But I'm going to go down here, and on the bridges, there's open water, and I'm going to say a water prayer, and put some tobacco out, because that water prayer is that the water talks to the water, and we were shared with the elders is that bring holy water to holy water. And so I'm just still unpacking because I just got back here from Hawaii, and then went to Lily's ceremony. I'll pray for you. So even, when you have I drink these Spindrifts. It's like they're just a little bit of sparkling water, grapefruit. But when you're going to drink water or drink anything with water, even your coffee, pour a little bit out and give your ancestors and your spirits a drink. And then you take a drink. And I was just, I'm getting ready. I got my snow boots on. There's blue sky. And that I guess that's my mental health. When I come home, I always just go into the woods. I don't have my Ocon iron pipe anymore, and I'm still grieving. So when you're grieving, you just don't get another animal. At least I don't. I want to feel. So at this time, I'm going to get ready to offer that water into the water. And so Native Wellness Institute, we come to you every Wednesday. We come with just some dialogue on returning to harmony. And so I think one of the when we were in Hawaii, because we hadn't been there since 2019, we didn't go back to Kauai because where we used to go, the hotel turned into apartments. And so we decided to go to Oahu, but we ended up spending most of our time, our real precious time, with those from Waianae, which is like the res. I mean, you go to Waianae, it's just like being on a reservation. Yeah, there's these places, but we just spent a lot of time. They barbecued for us. We spent a lot of time laughing, a lot of time praying, a lot of time. And so Native Wellness Institute, there's a couple of them in our remaining time. We want to invite you to our Healing Together conference with Native Dads Network, with Al Pooley's NAFA, with White Bison, and with the American Cancer Foundation is June 11th on Bainbridge off of Seattle, that Healing Together conference. And I think there's room for 300, so please register. We want to invite you to all of our upcoming, Native Dads. They're doing a lot of stuff at Pachanga. And I guess we're Pachanga, a shout out to you, because Pachanga is offering really affordable housing and ways. And again, that's in Southern California. That's going to be happening. But there's a lot of, here we want to invite you to Montana in May 11th. Lily Gladstone and Carol Murray are going to get an honorary PhD, and they'll both have their stand-up headdresses on. So we're going to try to get all the 100 headdresses to go to that March 11th at the University of Montana in Missoula. And of course, there's always the Kyo powwow. There's the powwows down south in Billings. I think it's either kickoff this weekend, during the Easter holidays, and then it's just boom, boom, boom. We go into powwow season. We want to invite you to check with White Bison, their schedule. Sparrow's just running around doing a lot of stuff. Sarah, I just love her. And then Al Pooley's group, they're doing quite a bit. We just want to invite, and the reason we're all helping each other is that we don't want to compete with each other. It's behavior of not competing and working together with each other. So there's wow, I just I come to you Wellness Wednesday, Native Wellness Institute, and we have free power hours on YouTube. You can go to YouTube and you can see all of our team together. But I tell you, I'm just so freaking happy right now because I got to witness all of our Blackfoot Confederacy and the tribes coming together because of Lily Gladstone. An Amskapi Pikani woman brought our people together and brought our children together and brought all of our families together. And I hope that you get to see some of it on social media. And we invite you again. It's in a couple of hours in Browning, Montana. We're going to be seeing the premiere by Thunderheart Films. It is bringing them home, and so I'm going to saddle up and sign language, saddle up, and I'm going to go to Browning and take in that movie and do the hugs and get to listen to Lily again. So I see that I see Trevor on here. It is a powerful moment in time. Trevor, you're down there in Phoenix. We really love that. We have Blackfeets everywhere. Eh? And all of our Thosh and Chelsea are down in Phoenix area. Oh, I swear to God, the Tohono O'odham, Dwight Francisco, Dwight and my sister Lori are going to do some work up in Alaska on, I think, April 2nd and 3rd, Clarksville, Alaska. There's a lot going on there. This week, I think Lori Otstanikiwa is helping the Blackfeet domestic violence program come together for self-healing and do strategic planning. I was talking to Shailene, and I think Shailene and Josh and Tomas are headed for Lower Elwha. We're in a really busy time, so we just busy meaning healing time. Everywhere we go, some healing happens. And so with that, I think I'm going to sign off and get ready to go into Browntown. Get out of this drive. Oh, and my new truck. Yeah, I got a new truck, and so it makes it out. It kind of goes the ice and the snow, but I can get out of my driveway and go to Browntown. So with that, I just say Kitsikako Mem. Love you very much. I just really, my heart goes out to you, and we invite you to come to the Blackfoot Confederacy. Has many things going on, And today is one of those, and so we're just gonna head into town and watch the movie. And they're even got popcorn and food. That's how the Indians roll here. We get some popcorn and some food, and we get to hug each other, and we get to hear the story of how our buffalo have returned. And in the prophecies, we are told that when the buffalo return, that will bring back the harmony. John Murray always he says when on our bundles we've gotten most of our bundles back. We're right in the process of bringing back some human remains of our people. When we return all of that, and when the buffalo return, we'll return to harmony. So remember that we return to harmony. The prophecies are coming true. So with that, I'll say kita kita o matsuno. I'll see you later next Wednesday.